Hello, it's PFC Church again, and we're playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And I thought I would go ahead and sum up all of the card farming techniques for everybody so people can choose for themselves on the best method or how they want to choose to get cards in the game to help their decks out. First, no matter what you do, you should at least beat up to Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. Alright, by getting up to Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, that should unlock enough of the other cards and abilities that you should be able to farm up nicely. The first thing, obviously, like my other video, is after you make a farming deck using that technique, you can go into deck edit, you go to an empty slot, and using the empty slot, you can see every recipe there. So if I like a person's deck, so I said Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, if we can even make it so it's by particular duelists. We can edit it so we can look for particular duelists. So if I want maybe people here in GX, and I want to make the Cyber Dragon deck, I would simply go down to past Jaden here and get to Zane's deck. I see Zane's deck. I see all the cards there. I can do the surrender technique of playing the game, surrendering, and I'll get one random card from his deck. Now, I will continue to get cards that I don't have in mind until that recipe is complete by surrendering. So every time I surrender, I'll get a random card from his deck until this, and it'll keep giving me the card I get that at random will be new in that until the recipe is complete. Now, once I've completed the recipe, then it really is just a random card no matter what. So, doing the surrender technique, you start the game, go to the campaign. You not only have to do the campaign, you can do the Duelist challenge too. It works exactly the same way. Go to GX, because this is the best version of his deck, by the way, so it would be the one you want to farm out. You go in, pick your deck. It doesn't matter what deck you pick because you're just going to surrender. Now, the other way to do this is, after you've completed his recipe, by doing the surrender technique and getting all the cards from his deck by surrendering, if you want more cards out of his deck that there are more, like say there's only one of that card, but you can have multiples of it, the other way to do it is to go in and actually play him out. It's the same thing as the campaign. If you want more mirror walls in your deck, but there's not enough mirror walls in the player's deck, you would want to play that game out. That was the whole point of making the farming deck. You play that game out because you'll get 3 cards, random cards in that person's deck, giving you a greater chance of getting that card. If you just surrender after you've completed the recipe, you're going to get 1 random card, and you have the same chance every time. That was the whole point of doing the other video. So, out of what I just said right there, knowing that, what you want to do is figure out all of the Duelist challenges, what decks that they're playing, because these decks are really, really good. Bakura is the Burning Abyss deck, which is a tournament worthy deck. Now, if you're just starting out, obviously you wouldn't want his deck. I would probably play right here, which is why I said 5Ds. Beat 5Ds first, because then you can unlock the Samurai deck right here. The 6 Samurai deck is really useful, and a lot of people can play it. There's other decks in here, and in GX and in Yu-Gi-Oh! That you can get and play and farm out. So you would go in, play against them, pick the deck, surrender, get their whole deck list out. Now, eventually you're gonna need to buy packs. And there's only like skill drain. You're not going to find skill drain in any of those games that you play. So what you're going to have to do is eventually get packs. So you do the pack trick of going in, getting the pack, opening the pack, and I'm looking for skill drain, but I didn't get it. I'm just going to say I didn't get it. So I didn't get it, and I keep doing this. I'll do this 10 or 15 times, but eventually what I'm going to do is, I didn't get it those 10 or 15 times. I'm going to exit the application here. At this screen right here, I'm going to exit the application. I'll get all my duel points back, but I won't have any of the cards. And I'll repeat this process until I get it. So I get that one card I'm looking for. This can take time. It's a random number generator, meaning even if it's a common card, you're still at the mercy of the RNG gods. Alright, so you can roll Snake Eyes multiple times, even if the card is 90% in the packs all the time. You could roll Snake Eyes 100 times, so it can take 5. There was a card that took me 10 hours to get that was supposed to be uncommon or common in the packs, so that could take you a while. But that's why I prefer doing the single player method, Duelist challenge, and farming out the decks. Now remember, to get to the GX and past that, you want to at least beat 5Ds. Alright, so just make the best deck that you can out of the 5Ds. You can farm up through some of the Yu-Gi-Oh decks, because you can do the surrender trick on any of these decks. If you find that you like Kaiba's Dragon deck, or you watch my other farming video on how to make a farming deck so you can beat people fast, you can do that trick. You can make Exodia decks. You can make the Exodia deck right here, the Heart of the Underdogs. Or yeah, Heart of the Underdog deck right here, and make that as best as you can, because that's the best way to get through that campaign. Then those little individual cards that you really want in your deck, like I said, I mentioned Skill Drain. What you do is you Google the card. You say Skill Drain. You go to Google, write Skill Drain, Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist, and look it up, and it'll tell you what pack they're in. You can look up card pack list Yu-Gi-Oh! The Duelist, and you'll be able to find out where all the cards are in the packs. Now the lists are still ongoing because this game is fairly new, but some of this stuff's kind of obvious. Like the Pendulum cards are all going to be in the Pendulum packs. You're going to have a lot of hero cards in Jaden's packs. So some of this is a little bit of common sense. But like Seto Kaiba, for example, that has all the Gravekeeper cards. You know that by looking it up on Google. So I hope this video here will help you find out how to farm cards and where to farm cards. And remember, Google's your friend. It'll tell you where the cards are in the Duelist challenges. It'll tell you what Chaz has, right? And don't forget, after you beat the people, because what you can do is go in and actually win the challenge duels against these people, which I suggest to do because you get a whole bunch of points. You get DP to use in the card shop. But after you do that, you go to deck edit after you beat the person, because you get to see what's in their deck. You get to see right there, so you know what they're playing. I'll show you. Let's show you Bakura's deck. Like I said, that was a tournament, almost a tournament-worthy deck, because it's just missing a few cards that just don't exist in the game, and it would literally win the majority of your games that you would play online. Right there. And it's really missing 2 cards, and it's because they don't exist in the game. But even without those 2 cards, this deck right here is really good. It's the Burning Abyss deck. That's how you farm for cards. This Quill deck here that I built, it's a Turbo Quill. It's a really easy deck. I got most of it for the packs because I farmed the packs for looking for a specific card, which pretty much gave me the deck. So that's your other way that you can do it. That could take forever though, and it costs a lot of duel points. So remember, if you want the duel points, play the Duelist challenges, play the campaign. You got to do this eventually anyway, right? Like to get the list and so you can farm up cards. So play the campaign, play the Duelist challenges, use card shop to get the random cards. Now, if I know Seto Kaiba has 1 card in here, I might just drop a lot of duel points in there just so I can get the Gravekeepers too. You know, that's another way to do it. You can drop 40k in the Seto Kaiba and get a majority of the Gravekeepers. But the way to get those duel points is to play. So I suggest you use the Duelist challenges to farm up the cards you need. Thank you for watching again, and hopefully next time we'll go straight into deck building and playing the game. Thank you again. Bye.